What is like the youngest age you think someone should be able to medically transition?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't think there's a specific age that anybody just comes into their trans identity. I don't have an age for you. I mean,
What do you mean by that?
as an AMAB person assigned male at birth, like, what do we go through puberty at, like 13?
I think so.
I'm like, anytime around that age, I feel like whenever these kids are coming into their own identity, it should be a conversation that we could have and not be so quick to say, oh, nope, they're too young, they don't know what they're talking about.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is like saying when kids come out of primary school, we should have the conversation that they can start drinking alcohol and gambling. You lot are adults. You can do whatever you want. But bringing kids into it is just leave them out of it. They've really got their heart set on that, ain't they?
How do you guys feel about trans women and women's sports? Another highly debated topic.
They're women. They're women. Let them be in women's sports. It's not like,
Even Leah Thomas?
huh?
Even Leah Thomas's big ass?
I don't know that. I don't know people. Just like,
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
We have a school in Montmorency, that has its own quiz club, a primary school, for years 3 to 6. It was signed off by the school's dual principals, and it's facilitated by this lady here, Trish Patsy Munro. This is her Facebook page, and this is her Instagram, which looks exactly like I thought it would. But she also has a teaching page. Primary school. Look at this. We got the pronouns in the bio. We got the rainbow lanyard, the rainbow. Oh, it's just so primary school. Let me make something real clear, Trishy. There is no place for an LGBT club in any school.
Maybe they should start throwing in some straight clubs in the mix to even out the playing field. But of course they won't do that, will they? I think life, growing up, through school, all that stuff for kids is confusing as it is. And when you throw this stuff in the mix, I mean, most adults don't understand all this. So how the hell are those kids gonna learn all this stuff?
You are a self-described feminist. What is a woman?
Why do you want to know?
I'm infinitely curious.
What's a man?
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
You're looking at one.
So you would describe a man as having short hair, wearing a little popped collar,
XY chromosomes?
Okay. And why do you think that that's important to you, what a man and a woman is? How
Well,
does that
if
define your worldview going forward?
so
Do you
you
treat men
can't-
and women differently?
Well, of course we should treat men and women differently, of course.
In what way?
We should honor and protect women.
I want to
and-
honor and protect you, man.
Okay, great,
Do you
thank
not like that? Do you not want to
no,
be
but
honored and
women
protected?
are worthy of protection, of course.
I think you're also worthy of protection.
Thank you.
Don't talk down to yourself
I
like
appreciate
that.
Please. Can you tell me what a woman is, since you're a feminist?
I want you to ask yourself, why do you think that it's so important to you that we define man and woman? Like, how does that change the way you treat people?
If a civilization cannot answer the question of what is male and female, that civilization will cease to exist.
Is that why the Roman Empire failed? Because all of a sudden Aristotle
it's
or
one of the
something?
reasons why this civilization is collapsing. Because we send kids to go hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt that can't answer the most simple biological question.
Got him.
How did we get to this point where people can't answer this question? And these people are meant to be paying for an education and they can't answer the most simple question. You could ask most 3, 4-year-olds out there and they'll easily tell you the answer to that question. I would not want to be on camera saying I don't know what a woman or a bloke is. I would not want to be doing that. Whoever this girl's parents are, they're definitely ashamed of you. Either that or they're just as much of a donut as this girl is.
We had a happy first Pride, didn't we, boys? Not first Pride. First Pride is me as trans, but they had a happy Pride, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? They're tired. Very happy Pride.
Yes, happy Pride.
I'm gonna let you all know, because there's seem to be some people that don't like us celebrating Pride. Honey, I'm a proud trans woman, and I have to be proud, because often, more times than not, I get ridiculed for being who I am. Oh. And I'm gonna be proud. Today is our Pride Festival, and yes, our content centered around that. You don't have to announce you're leaving either.
Look at Pete. Trying to show off his,
Hi, Petey.
Yeah,
You like that fan?
he loves it.
So we're gonna be proud and loud. We're gonna take up space.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
When she brought up Christo-fascism.
My pronouns are they. What are your pronouns?
If you have to ask me that, you need to get eye surgery.
What are your
Okay, so someone needs to go back to elementary school.
Okay, that was rude.
And are you multiple people? Are you multiple people? Because they means multiple people.
Non-binary. They, them is
You
also
said you're they,
singular
them.
pronoun. They, them.
That's
non-binary.
multiple people. When I say they, I mean a group of people. I'm not going to call you they.
Yeah, I never really understood why people call themselves they. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And these people wouldn't be saying this if social media didn't exist and all these other people were saying it. We wouldn't see it as big as it is today. It's because these people see it online and they normalize it in their own brain and then they start acting like it. Before social media and all this malarkey, no one was walking around saying, I am they, I'm a lamppost, I'm a fighter jet, I'm this, I'm that. None of this happened.
What is worth more, art or life?
Security.
What is worth more, art or life? Is it worth more than food? Worth more than justice?
You fucking donkey!
This girl is just trying to use brain cells that she hasn't got. Glued her hand to the wall. What if you need to go for a pee? Like, surely there's something you want to do with your life. Not doing this shit. And she's saying life is valuable. She just threw away a whole tin of soup.
A trusty soup can, bottom my brand now. I would like to make one thing perfectly clear. We did no damage to the painting whatsoever. I was in court yesterday, heard that there's been minimal damage done to the frame, which is repairable and replaceable, and absolutely no damage done to the painting. It was behind glass and we never ever would have considered doing it if we didn't know that it was behind glass and that we wouldn't do any damage.
She's saying this as if it's okay to do that. And these are the same idiots that block roads and there's ambulances trying to get through and they're actually responsible for people dying right there on the road because they're blocking it for hours and hours on end and not letting anyone through. And Katie Hopkins actually interviewed this donut because one of Katie's friends actually passed away from a Just Stop Oil block because they couldn't get through.
So yesterday, a lady that was involved in a car crash, actually linked to one of my circle of friends, she died because an ambulance couldn't get through because your protesters, Just Stop Oil, were blocking the road and the ambulance couldn't get through in time. She couldn't get the help she needed and she died. Earlier you said that you are a peaceful protester. My friend is dead. How do you answer that?
We have a blue light policy.
None of us are buying it. Blue light or not, what if people are trying to get to a dying relative who's in hospital? You ain't gonna let them through, are you? So let's not act like you give a shit about anyone, because you don't.
Which means whenever we have roadblocks, as soon as we hear sirens, we see the blue lights, people move out of the way. Even when people are gluing in the road, there's always one lane that is kept clear so that people can move out of the way. And we have never had any complaints from either ambulances, fire brigade or any other emergency services.
The video footage exists and the lady can't complain now because she's dead. Let me ask you another question, Phoebe. Let me ask you, what bills do you currently pay? Who pays for your accommodation at university?
My student loan.
Well, have you ever paid any bills in your lifetime?
No.
Gotcha.
So you don't know what it's like to be a homeowner and not to be able to afford your energy bills and then see some stupid young people throwing soup over a painting in a gallery that has nothing to do with the fact they can't afford to pay their bills. You don't know what it's like to pay a bill, Phoebe, do you?
No, but I have empathy for those people. I understand that right now fossil fuels are subsidised 32 times more than renewables, even though renewables are 9 times cheaper.
This is what I mean. They're so fixated on their delusional ideology that she's forgetting that at the start of this conversation, she literally said that her friend died because of these lot. She's showing no remorse. She didn't apologise for nothing. She's just carrying on with the same bullshit we see in all the other videos. Man, what cold-hearted people these are.
Would you rather your bills were £3,500 or £400?
I would rather that you and your friends stopped wreaking havoc in the city of London. I'd rather you stop throwing soup over paintings, stop putting orange paint on the windows of Harrods, stop sitting in roads so that my friend couldn't get the treatment that she needed. And I'd rather you went out, worked a bit. Maybe you could do some litter picking on a beach. Maybe you could do something that was practical and helpful. But I don't think being obtrusive and obstructive and lecturing ordinary people when you have no idea what it's like to try and work and make ends meet in the UK. You talk about millions of people. You talk about people who are in poverty. You have no idea what that's like because you live in the rarefied atmosphere of a university at some wokerati place and you think what you're doing is changing the planet.
Yeah, Katie absolutely smoked this donut. And she's completely right. These people moan about the cost of living. They got no idea. They're living off the taxpayer. We're paying for these people to go out and do this dumb stuff, blocking roads. And throughout this whole interview, I didn't see no remorse, no apologies, nothing. You think how much carnage these people are responsible for, and they could care less.